Hey guys, my name's Ken and welcome to my series all about plants. Now, my expertise is not in gardening, it's more in lawns. So we're going to head over to my dad's place and he's going to show us all about pruning roses. He's been a gardener for over 40 years on Sydney's North Shore, and he might have some inside tips that you don't know all about roses in real life situations. He has shown me how to prune roses before, so I've got some sort of an idea. So let's go and see what my dad can teach us. So alright guys, we're here at my dad's place and we've chosen a rose. I wasn't going to choose this rose because it's not the best looking, but if you're on the job, it's likely that you're going to come across this. So finding the best rose to prune and show you guys like every rose is like that is unrealistic. So we're going to have a go at this rose and try and get it looking nice again. So Dad, let's start with why we're choosing this time of the year to prune the roses. It's probably a little bit later than you would usually do it, is it? Or...
No, this is about the time I usually do it. The reason I'm doing it now is because they're just start coming out of dormancy.
Just step back a little bit because your head is getting cut. Yeah.
Just coming out of dormancy. By that I mean here, looking at the tips, the top of the rose, the shoots are starting to shoot. The buds are starting to shoot. We don't want to do it any later than that when the sap is starting to flow.
I'll get another camera happening so we can cut the pictures in.
So we'll prune this rose. This rose is called Mr. Lincoln. As you can see, it's quite an erect sort of rose, not spreading, so therefore we cut it accordingly. The idea of with pruning a rose, step back and look at it. Look at its shape, see what you want to do, and look at the amount of good wood on it. We want to start off by getting rid of all unproductive wood. Unproductive wood has this sort of thing, where it's a thick stem, and see how it comes up to a little thin stem like that, and it doesn't look good. It would produce if you cut it back to there, but we want to cut it right out. So we'll get rid of that. Here is another one that's very unproductive. There's a bit of dieback on it. We don't want that, nor do we want that. We want to cut to the thickest stems we've got. They say to cut back to the size of a pencil, but that's not always the case. Depends how the rose has grown through the year. That is no good. That is no good. Those things are clumsy. When Kenny comes to mow the lawn, he gets scratched on them. He doesn't like that very much. This rose has got white scale on it. Usually you do that in the summertime. However, pest oil will get rid of it, but we'll scrub it off first. You can find a scrubbing brush.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the photo first. Here we go.
Come around this way.
Yep, no, I've got it.
Okay. So let's start by cutting off stuff that we don't want. Cutting off there. That's good wood there, but that's not good. So cutting it back here, try not to leave a big stump on it. Already it looks better. We'll cut this off here, because that's good wood, and we'll be cutting to that.
So basically we're just getting rid of anything that looks ugly and that isn't
Not
nice
ugly,
and strong.
It's unproductive.
Unproductive. So you start off with the things, if you're a bit lost when you're looking and you don't know where to start, you just start off with the things you know you don't want, and
That's
then
right.
You'll start to see what you're doing.
Yes. And you can see now how that is no good. That doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So once you start cutting off some of the really ugly stuff, the things that looked nice before start to look a lot less appealing, so it's easier to see them.
So cutting this one off.
So I don't do a lot of this sort of stuff, so it's a bit daunting for me, but I know once I get started, you start to get your eye in a bit, and you just back yourself, and you can't mess them up too much. So what do you want to be leaving at the end of the job? Just a few good canes?
See this?
Yep.
Good looking wood.
Yep.
Now where's our next bit of good wood?
So this one at the back here, would you keep all this? I mean, it all looks pretty hip with scale and...
A lot of this stuff, now you could... a lot of the old pruners would not cut to something like that. They call those bird perches.
Yep, that shape coming off to the left there.
Yeah, but they'd rather have pruning straight thing, so that's no good.
That little tiny one there, useless.
That's no good.
Yep. So you want to be encouraging the strongest growth possible.
Now that I don't think is much good, but that is.
Yep.
Now it's not a very nice shape. I could cut to that, leave that and that, which I might do and see what it looks like. Now it's always, you can cut wood off but you can't put it back again.
Yep.
So what is the best idea is to not cut off what you don't have to and step back and have a look at it.
Yep.
You could leave it like that. It's not a very nice shape, but it'll come good.
I'll just have an overall look where we're at now. So just take your time and constantly step back and look at the plant and look at the shape. It's not a race. So just look back and see what sort of a shape you want. Right. Now, are you trying to open up the middle?
Well, it's a good idea to open up the middle.
So you're trimming as much as you can from the inside.
Yes.
But you're only going to be left with a few sticks anyway, aren't you? So it's
That's
not
all.
like...
I only want 4.
Yeah.
So...
And is that a general rule, or is it just on this particular plant?
No, it's pretty well a general rule, if you can. Now there's some rows you've got to be very careful of. Okay, now this, being an upright plant, we'll look for a bud that comes out this way.
So you want at what's called the node, which is something my wife likes to say because it's pretty much the only thing she knows. So this here.
Yep.
Oh, please don't pull the thing, that'll hurt. Oh, you can't, wait, I'm waiting for the camera to focus. Can you move that out of the way, Dad, so the camera will focus on the right? There we go. Well, so this line around here... I would
even like to go a bit lower.
Okay.
So what else have we got? We've got one here, have we?
Yep, hold on, I'll just talk about this. So this is a node. It is I forget the terminology, it is a point of potential growth. So it's where the buds come out. It's like a line in the stem. It's where the buds start to shoot from. So that's where you want to cut. Now see how this red thing here, that's a bud? That's right, isn't it, Dad?
Yep.
Now it's pointing outwards that way, but we don't want it to go that way. We want it to be pointing that way.
You should have it looking nice and plump and red. And obviously it's going to be a grower.
Yep.
So I'll cut it to here.
So there.
And
sorry guys, the focus is focused on the house, not on the rows. Okay, so there's the node there. Wait, I'm trying to get it in focus.
I look at this rose now.
Yeah, it's around there anyway.
I see this here as being no good.
Okay, so...
I don't like it. See that how it doesn't look really good wood, so that's what I say.
So we're reassessing as we go along.
Cut it off, yes, as you go. This one here, I don't want it against the house, but it's coming out this way here.
Okay, so that's the node. Just hold on, Dad. We'll have a look.
Yep.
I'm trying to get it to focus properly on what I'm... Alright, so there's the bud there.
That's the bud there.
Yep.
I'm cutting it at a slope.
So we cut it at a slope so the water can run off and doesn't sit on it. Is that right, Dad?
That's right. And this one here is off to, we'll have him up there. So cutting that at the slope like that.
Okay, can you see the bump here?
Yep.
There's the node there.
As much as you can, the same height.
Yep.
That's your rose.
So it looks pretty bare now, but that'll come back all guns blazing.
It'll probably send up shoots from the base, and that's what you're looking for. That's your new frame.
Now, you've said to me in the past that how you prune your rose depends on what you want it to do. You were talking about long stems and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
How does that relate?
This, by pruning them back here, should encourage a lot more new growth. What has happened here is the plant has big roots. The aerial parts above ground, balance with the root system. You'll have a lot of roots, big roots, because the plant has grown high. A lot of roots that are going out collecting food. They'll bring it right back to a plant that hasn't got a very big top on, so it's going to force it. The food's going to be forced back into the plant and forced into the new growth.
So it's looking for somewhere to go, and because you've lost all the top, it's going to start pushing it out in the form of new growth.
Now these white scale are a sucking insect. They are sucking the sap out. They will eventually kill that, and it won't take all that much longer either. And they'll kill that, and because they'll suck all the goodness out of it. So we've got to get rid of those things. Suggesting pest oil, and scrub it off if you can.
So you can use a scrubbing brush and some soap.
I'm brushing off the white scale. Now, white scale is a tiny little insect that's underneath that scale, and it builds the scale round itself.
So the scale's like a protection.
It's like a waxy scale, and that is a protection. So what we do, try and damage the wax protection, and then make it an unsuitable medium for the little insect to crawl up onto. So therefore we will use an oil spray.
So the brush itself disrupts its protection, and then when you spray it, it's ready to take the oil.
Yes.
So scale moves around by ants moving around, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but they're very slow moving, and yet they're that small you don't see them.
Yep.
And so therefore we'll damage that. But as I said, when the insect starts to crawl back up, it tries to crawl back up again. It's found that it's got a surface that is unsuitable for it to live on.
So if we were to use like a detergent, and
yes,
would that kill the scale, or does that just break its protection?
It breaks the detergent breaks detergent or soap breaks down the wax, and that exposes the insect, and the insect, being unprotected, will die from sunlight and from weather and things like that.
Now when I say detergent, I don't mean just go out and grab some dishwashing liquid.
No.
Is that going to be poisonous to the plant, or?
No, but you, of course, you dilute it.
Yep.
Make it a soapy mixture of water and detergent, and just, you can do it while you're brushing.
Yep.
Just while it's brushing, while you're brushing it dry, the scale flies off it.
Okay. Okay, so that's pruning a rose. Thanks, Dad, for showing us that.
No problem.
Hopefully we'll be back in some other videos, and we can concentrate on some other things. If you got any comments or questions, or you want to add something to the video, then pop it in the comments down below, and we'll readdress them, hopefully. and we can share them with everybody. We can all learn something together. You might have a different idea or a different experience depending on where you live and your situation. So if you like my video, like it, subscribe, or ring the bell to get notifications. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in my next video.